Old Alabama Gardener, and in this video I'm showing you the harvest of my Growing Big Slicing Onions series. Well, today is the 18th of July, and it certainly has been a long process of growing the onions that's here in this bed. Now, one of the things I think we have learned is that if you'll follow the steps that I have shown you in this series of videos on growing onions, that you will grow big onions. There's a couple things that you need to think about, and that is one, you need to grow the type of onion for your area. What I mean by that is either a long day onion, a short day onion, or there are a few, but not many, intermediate day onions. So first is the type of onion for your area. The other thing is that you should have learned from watching this video is the importance of the right kind of fertilizer at the right time. We start out with a fertilizer that will produce roots. That's usually my fertilizer for that. It's usually like a triple 13. You could add some bone meal to help that. And then as the plant starts to develop, we switch to a high nitrogen fertilizer so that we can grow lots of blades. So that's part of it too. It's really two important points. Of course, a lot of water. Onion is mostly water, so you're going to need water all the time. So now let's get in here, take a look at these onions. I think we're now ready to pull them and see what we got. Now remember that the onions on this side are ones that we planted in, the seed we planted in October of 2019. Grew them little seedlings all through the winter. Transplanted them out here to grow them out. The onions over here on this side, we started to seed the 23rd day of January in the house under grow lights, and we transplanted them out on the same day that we transplanted these others out. So they both of them received pretty much the same kind of a care. Same fertilizer, same watering, all that kind of a thing. But for the most part, the tops are dying, they're dead, and the onion is finished growing. So we'll pull them. Doesn't have much roots on it now. See, those roots are all dry. There's a couple green roots right there. Now you don't want to take that outer shell off, or outer skin off. Leave it on. So there you go, another one. You see how the roots are pretty much dry up on it. These are not a sweet onion. They were never going to get to be like big 2-pound onions. So this is probably pretty good for this particular variety of onion. And this one is called Newbird. Now let's see how easy they come out. Now then, just to kind of give you an example, there I am holding it in my hand. It's not a huge onion. It's supposed to be a long keeping onion. So that's why I'm growing this one. Now let's move over here and we'll pull this row of onions here. Now I will put this onion in my hand. Quite a bit larger, isn't it? I can't reach around it. Quite a bit larger. Here's another one. Another one. Very large. For this variety, these are large onions. All right, so now the trick is to cure these out a little bit more. You would want that neck to be completely dry, and it's not. But the humidity here in Alabama is very high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these inside the house in the basement where it is air conditioned and let them be in a better environment for curing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave them that way for about maybe a week, and then I'll separate them and I'll store some in the refrigerator and I'll store some not in the refrigerator to see how long they keep. See, now there's another really nice sized onion for this variety of onion. Now for some reason this one went to seed. Notice these are the ones that was planted in the autumn. So when it started growing this spring, it thought it was in its second year of growth and decided to go to seed. So here it is going to seed. Now quite often in my onion growing series here, I have talked about the onion and the number of blades on top being equal to the number of rings in the onion itself. So most of the time what we had on these onions was either 8 or 9 blades. So I'm going to cut this onion and see if I can figure out how many layers it has in it. Now it's going to be hard to tell, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it thinly this way. Alright, so it looks like that I did get the heart of the onion in here, okay? So now I'm going to separate it. We'll see how many blades we can talk about in there. So that could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers in there. And so this is one of the bigger onions that we had. So it's probably one of the ones that had 8 or 9 blades on it. I wanted to have 13 or 14 blades, but I didn't get there. So now let's do a little bit of a taste test on some onions. The ones I grew out there, and also a store-bought onion. Now this is a store-bought onion. And here's a piece of it, so I'll try it. Sweet. Just like you expect a store-bought onion to be. Now here's onion that I grew as a long keeper and more of an old-fashioned onion. Okay? So let's try a bite of it. There it is right there. Wow, right away you can taste the hot. It's hot. It's a hot onion. This this is definitely not a sweet onion. It is hot, like an old-fashioned onion should be. Wow, it's hot. Yeah, definitely more like the onions that I knew as a child. Yep. So if you like sweet onions, then grow a kind of onion that's going to be sweet. And there's some out there like that. But if you want a hot onion, grow a Newburgh. It's not going to get real big, but has a real good onion. See, I still feel the burn. Real good onion, burn, real good onion flavor. Now you know what? I wish I could give this to you so you could try it. So you can have a taste of it yourself and see what it tastes like. I can't wait to use some of these onions in cooking. So anyhow, can't do it. Got to get out there in the garden and grow your own. Grow them some seed. Grow you some Newburghs.